Hi, I just want to unlock a little bit of the mystery behind these references I keep making to this Orion Credo and what it really means. Um, so it refers to a little experiment. I mean, experiment sounds a little bit laboratory, doesn't it? But it was more of a test that I did sometime middle of last year, and it was designed to basically just test to see whether I could capture the effect of, if you like, personal coaching, like a one-to-one format, if I could actually capture that through the power of interactive video. But more importantly, it was really a test to see where general levels of trust were at the moment with respect to relationships, and also whether there was such thing as being ready for a new relationship or not. So I developed this program, and it literally was consisted of 10 modules, which I'll explain a bit more about in a moment. And it started off as a test, so it was 50 women volunteers who were all single. And they agreed to, at various points, to go through at their own leisure the 10 steps of the program, and also see if we could actually in one program be able to sort of capture, as I say, that magic of what you normally get through personal coaching. So but we extended it. We extended the test because the results were so revealing in so many ways. I'll explain a bit more about that in a moment. That we extended it to 150. So that was 150 women who were single, and had been single for some cases a month, in some cases a few years. And then it didn't stop there, because it then drove me on to think, well, actually, what about people who are in relationship as well, and what can this 10-step program tell us about what's going on for them as well, and whether it was a tool that could basically cause you to, or make you reflect on the relationship you were in, and, if you like, maybe start to question a little bit more about what's out there. But so I've managed to pull all the results of that together under this Orion Credo. So the Orion Credo, I mean, it sounds all a little bit magical, but it basically, Orion, as we all know, is a star constellation, and basically means to generate or regenerate. They all say that the stars match the positioning of the pyramids as well in Giza. So that's the link to the earth, if you like, and then Credo is this idea of a system. So you've got this idea of a belief system, which I tested. So yeah, so I thought it's about time that I started to bring this a bit to life now, as to really what some of the quite well most revealing findings were. So in some cases it was clear that people couldn't deal with this idea of being a man, in relation coaching hold. It was too much of a barrier for them at the start, maybe because of their past experiences. Some cases it was a question of some of the women didn't have what I call the desire and the motivation to really be able to commit and look for a relationship. So there was I've managed to condense them into 10 real themes, if you like, and I'm going to put those up by way of a little blog, and it's really quite amazing, really, the findings from it. So, but I'll just take you through the Orion Credo just briefly, and then at least you've got a picture in your mind and of what it is, as I start to just put those daily, probably daily, we'll see how we go, blogs out as to the findings that we found on it. So basically, this was the Orion Credo model. It's shaped like a pyramid, but more in an arrow go, an arrow, like a go arrow type format. The first 4 modules there, the why, the time, the who, and the how, that was really designed to get people to reflect on the reasons why, if you like, the reasons why things from the past hadn't actually worked out, allow us to sort of overlay on top of that the positive from the reasons why, why maybe they weren't able to commit to a relationship, or why, why it didn't work out, the amount of time that they made available for it, as well as the who and the how. So by using the past and building on the past, able to get that in the right context, so that you're then in a great position to go forward. And so the interactive element of each of those was a little exercise at the end of each, which was obviously making it very personal to who was involved. So this was 200 volunteers, if you like, came through this pathway here, through those 4 modules, which I've called the preparation, and then into this very active phase here called the engagement. And the idea being there is that you're looking at things very objectively going into the profiling. So this is very much about looking at you, who you are as a person, and if you like, given the best representation. So that the red squiggle there incorporates that, what I call date ready, but equally that could have been, for example, who you've become in relationship. Are you in a position, if you like, to put some more energy into a relationship, and then the issue being is if you skip straight to that phase without going through the first bit of the exercise, is that you're basically looking and mirroring what it is you want people to see, rather than it being a true reflection of who you are. So the important bit there, do the first 4 modules first, and then go on to the next bit. And then reason why I've not circled the sharks there is because if you like, that was a slight addition. It was a precursor to checking in, because it was just in recognition of the fact that unfortunately the way the world is at the moment, with sort of trust levels are pretty low, and the way that people quite possibly are conducting themselves on particularly online dating and other forms of media, it was just a sort of cautionary tale that keep your wits about you, before you actually start to, if you like, give your heart to somebody. And then the very, very important bit really at the end in the blue circle was the checking in. So that was really safeguarding all that work from before. And if you like, it's almost like a continuous loop. So if for whatever reason a relationship didn't work out, or if your current relationship that you were in before you started this, or you try to re-energize it, then this was basically a mechanism by which you sort of safeguard your self-worth and be more in control and more mindful of the choices that you make as well. So I just thought I'd spend a little bit of time bringing that to life. And as I say, the results that we had through, it's taken a while to be able to sort of group them and theme them, but you can imagine it's revealed a tremendous amount. And also, I suppose what I'm really quite proud of is that of that 200, a whole host of, well, the majority of that 200 have gone through this process of with such a positive experience, and in some cases they were ready and prepared to come for one-to-one coaching as well, but actually didn't need to, because this did the trick. So what I will do is I'm going to spend some time now over the next 2 weeks just bringing to life those themes, what it means, and actually what you can do about it. So a good example is some of the stuff I've been putting on recently about this idea of your desire and your motivation, that they need to line up for you to actually want to give the potential of a new relationship everything that it deserves. So all right, well, I hope you found that pretty useful, and hope it unlocks a bit of the mystery around this Orion Credo. And and I'll speak to you soon.